All right, guys, what's going on? It's DC. It's time for another DC check-in, and I'm with the champ, Thug Rose Namajunes. And Rose, how you feeling only a few days after what was honestly a great performance? I know I spoke to you guys privately, and watching it back, you were much more satisfied with the fight opposed to like seeing it on the night or being in the fight on the night.
Yeah, 100%. I knew there was things that I did good in the fight during and whatnot, and I definitely felt like I did just enough to win. But I knew that there was just I could have did so much better, and I knew like instantly, like like what I did wrong and whatnot. But ultimately, after watching it, I was like very very happy with myself too. Still once again like still like just irritated with the things that I did wrong because I've trained so hard not to do those things, but it's like whatever.
You judge yourself so differently. Now, I remember in the first title reign when we left Brazil, Rose, and this is
Yeah.
crazy. People don't know about this. Like, guys, I snored like an absolute animal. They were laughing at me when we got. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was bad. Y'all
Yeah.
said DC. It was actually hilarious how bad was it, Rose? Was it that bad?
Yeah. I'm like, dang.
I'm out there keeping everybody awake on the plane. Nobody getting no rest.
See, that's the thing. It wouldn't have been that bad if it was just like that's just how you sleep at home. But we was on an airplane, so I was like, dang, comfortable. I've never been that comfortable on a plane.
I took a couple sleeping pills and I was gone. I had some rest.
I feel like that in my own bed or something.
So, but when we left Brazil, Rose, I could not believe how okay you were after losing that. Like, I mean, you were literally okay.
Yeah.
But today, it seems like they would have to wrest that belt from your cold, dead hands the way that you fight inside that octagon. Why was there so much relief then? And what has changed today to where Rose Namajunas goes into the fifth round like she did and beat Zhang Weili as decisively as you did in the fifth round?
The biggest difference between this fight and say like my reactions to that other fight in Brazil when I lost, I wasn't surprised by the result when I lost. I was
but
like,
why? Why?
Because I didn't prepare properly. I knew instantly when it happened. I was like, "Yep, I knew everything." I knew 10 things that went wrong right away.
But Rose, in that first round of that fight, you look. I mean, I'd never seen you look so good.
Right? Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, like the physical was there, but like, yeah, definitely had no desire to be there. But and then on top of, I think just other things technically, there was definitely some flaws. But in this one, I was still slightly just peeved with myself just because like I did prepare and then I still just like kind of, didn't have like the perfect performance that I wanted. But ultimately I was also really happy with how I adjusted and how I pulled it together with it looking sort of like, oh no, is this the makings of me just gonna do that thing that I do sometimes.
But is perfection attainable? Like, there's no perfection in this thing, right? Like, so many things can happen inside the octagon.
And yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, the canvas was like super slippery, but those are just different things. Yeah, there's so many variables, and
that was crazy because I saw so many people fall, and I think in your fight, I said it's in these big moments where the athlete is falling and it's looking like a knockdown when nothing really lands.
Actually, the one that where I think it was either the second or third round. I can't remember where it was, where it looked like she rocked me, but she didn't. And I remember that too, because I thought I threw a punch and I felt like her punch come like right here. And you could see she closes her eyes and she lands it. And it feels like it landed, but she didn't see. And then so like when it hit me, I kind of like stumbled backwards, but it looked like I was rocked. And I stopped myself against the cage. And then I saw her like thinking that she rocked me. I was like, oh no. and I just threw
that shit did not land.
Yeah, but it definitely looked like I got rocked. But and it was weird because when I rewatched it, I was like, well, did I? And then like I saw a slow motion version of it. It's like, no, you could see the punch lands like right here. And I was like, Yeah, I did feel that, but
It's
it was just
weird.
funny because and then the one time I think she went to go throw a kick and I went to like go throw a front kick at her and she like backed up like this and then she like slipped or whatever and everybody reacted like as if she got rocked and then I was like, no, she didn't get rocked, but I still
You could tell.
still
But
came
like,
in.
what was happening in the Octagon? Because I remember one time, Rose, I was fighting Dan Henderson, and I swear I felt like there was sand on the Octagon. So I don't know if they were trying to make it less slippery or what. But Dan got up and he's like, "There's sand in my eyes." And I'm like, how in the world is there sand in the Octagon? But then the other day, it was so slippery, everybody was falling down.
Well, I will say this. I don't know if I've ever noticed, like, I feel like there was a bunch of like dust on the back of my neck afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I don't know
saying.
if there was something on there. And then I did notice too, like, I mean, I don't know if I've really like paid attention to this like prior to other fights, but for this one, was it just me or was there more logos than usual? Like it was
There were
like
a
everywhere
lot of
there was a
logos in there.
logo.
Like Hitler is a big fight card, so you got to sell those sponsorships.
I'm like, dang, can I get some of that?
They're like, yo, Rose is getting paid.
Yeah.
Kamaro's getting paid. So we got to try to make some money to make sure we can pay them. You know, y'all making the big dollars. Now, Rose, you, and honestly, I don't know if the last couple fights, it's just been more noticeable, but I think your self-affirmations have motivated so many young women and men alike, right? When you're saying, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. What does that do for you before the fight? But also, Zhang Weili at one point in the fight goes, I'm the champion. Like, I mean, she's trying to play the game. So what do those self-affirmations do for you? And was it kind of surprising that it seems as though she took that same thing and tried to apply it to her game?
Right. Well, what it does for me is it basically reminds me of the truth.
Yeah.
And it just,
Well, you
you know,
showed
it
it.
doesn't it thwarts any type of distractions or things that I don't need to be thinking about, you know. It just allows my subconscious to observe what I need to observe without like emotionally getting attached to those observations and just focus on the task at hand, which is just doing my best. And usually when I do that, I get good results.
Yeah.
Whereas with the other people, I feel like, you know, I mean, I think Weili was almost like she was really she did all the things she was
She
supposed to
fought great. Like she fought a great fight.
Yeah.
Honestly, she fought a great fight.
She did.
That's why you should be proud, right? You beat the very best version of Zhang
Yeah.
Weili.
100%. I truly feel as though, and actually Gaethje said this when like once he said this, I totally could relate. But the way that Gaethje was talking about the way he fights, right? The type of energy he brings to the fight, he gets the best out of everybody that he fights. Like they come and they're like, I know what's about to happen, like, and they get puffed up and they end up bringing their best, like the most dog in them comes out, and so I feel like I'm definitely very like I think I have a similar sort of I guess effect on certain people, especially like the best of the top of the competition.
Look, listen, Madison Square Garden, Patrick Ewing, John Starks, Willis Reed, so many great New York Knicks. But I'm starting to think that the Garden belongs to Rose Namajunas. I mean, what does that arena feel like to you now? Because it's got so much history. And when you knocked out Joanna and Jacek, we went insane. I started yelling Thug Rose. I still don't hear that. I don't hear the end of that still because I said your name so many times. I was so surprised. What does that arena do for Rose Namajunas? It stink up in there too, though. You know it stink up in there. When you walk up in that mug, isn't it crazy how bad it stinks up in there?
It's all that garbage at the like when you first walk in, you're like,
nasty.
It's bad, yeah.
So you just like rocking that old nasty ass arena, stinky arena. You just out there making memories.
Yeah, it's the garden. The garden sometimes stinky. Got the compost piles in there. No, but I think the Madison Square Garden is pretty awesome. Obviously, just having those great nights in there. The hallways are like sort of it's weird. It's like they're tiny, like they're tighter than usual, and they're like it's like this maze.
It's nerve-wracking because what people don't understand is that you make a longer walk as the champion, right? Because like that's something I recognized early when I started becoming the champ. You don't just start from that curtain. You walk from your own, like, so it's a long walk. So you're taking in the whole garden as you're on your way out there.
Right. And I almost feel as though, like, it seems as though nothing has changed in the garden since it
was built
for decades, probably, like the same paint on the wall, the same doors, the same. So like, that's pretty cool for it to just like be same. But, and then now like, just seeing my picture on the wall is like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah, right. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, Rose, we've watched you grow up in the UFC, and it seems as though Carla Esparza is going to be next. And we've seen Rose Namajunas deal with so much, right? Ups, downs. Remember you had the long hair. Now you got this short cut hair.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen you literally mature in front of our eyes. What has this journey been like? And when you think about maybe Carla Esparza next, what's the difference between Rose with the long blonde hair opposed to the killer that is Rose Namajunas today? And I gotta ask you this as a man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever think about the hair? Like, you ever think I kind of wish I still had my long hair, or do I love the short hair? And why did you cut your hair in the first place? I was always wondering that.
It's well, one, it's just a really tough to maintain. I mean, especially with wrestling, grappling, it's like there's always just a ball of hair after.
It's so disgusting.
No matter if you got braids or anything.
I'm cleaning my wrestling mats and there's hair everywhere because the girls are wrestling and they're like, it comes out.
Some of the dudes, I don't know why, like some guys don't cut their hair off.
They do need to.
Yeah, but no, well, number one, it was inconvenient, but I don't think that I like all the time think about it's not a thought that crosses my mind, but I think subconsciously I've got to somewhere like miss my hair every once in a while, because like I'll be dreaming sometimes and then I'll be in my dream with hair again. So I don't know. There's some part of me that probably misses it.
Yeah. Now, Rose, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a massive fan, and I know you and Pat. Bring Pat up in here. Pat, where's Pat at? Hey, Pat, come over here, boy. Get as one. He's from Louisiana. I want to ask you guys this, as and this is no. I know you guys are in a relationship, but this is no love story, guys. These are two savages that now have built this career together, right? Pat was an unbelievable fighter, and now he's a good coach. What's up, my brother? So listen, Pat, Rose, I sit there at the side of the octagon talking about Rose, and you guys kiss each other before she goes in there. How do you stay locked in? Because when I kiss my wife, I'm ready to go to bed. But then not only do you stay locked in, though, but you're locked in next to the octagon, because I'm telling you, the intensity I saw when you're rocking side to side, Rose, you guys are almost in unison as he's talking to you in your ear. Like, what is happening in that moment?
It's so intense. I don't even remember it. I think I don't remember nothing you say. Like, and he'll say that some of the most poetic shit ever. And I'm just like, I feel like he's just like talking into my soul,
Right. That's a very intense moment.
Yeah.
I mean, that kiss is almost like a good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I see you on the other side, right? Because I know what it's like.
Good luck. I mean,
I
hope to see you again after this. Just good luck, man.
Yeah.
Bro, it's a very intense moment. I don't know who I was talking to, maybe like earlier today or something about the rounds and hey, did you know was she winning or was she not winning going into round 3 and 4? And I really don't. I know I'm supposed to, so maybe that's me lacking. But when the fight starts, I am not counting. I'm not paying attention to rounds or points at all. I'm counting down 5 minutes in my head, and then the things that I'm saying, I'm not saying, hey, do this. I'm saying, if you go that way, your head's going to be in an open spot.
Why are you doing that?
I spent all 5 rounds yelling back up.
I know.
Really? But she tell her to back up.
Honestly, that was the whole game plan was let her come to you and let's see what her offense looks like.
The crazy thing is Weili looked like she was a bit afraid. She got knocked out last time, so she was like reacting, and she was very reactionary in that. Was that surprising?
No. Well, the amount of it that was that was surprising. Like, I was like, okay, she'll probably do that for like 2 minutes and then do something. But the way that I didn't implement that to have, like, I didn't make her do that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Hey,
so damn it.
so Rose knocked out Joanna. Everyone says, "Oh my gosh, she's got power in her hands." And she knocked out Weili with the kick. Oh my gosh, she's got power in her feet. I've been saying this for forever. Rose hits really hard. Like it lands.
Look at how Rose looking at you right. Like, look at how Rose looking at you right now. Rose, like, I kind of want to punch him in the face. Right? I ain't punched nobody in 3 days.
It lands really hard, so it's gonna take.
Bones.
It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot. Not counting Jessica Andrade because she's gonna go like that on anybody.
Yeah,
not counting her. But it's gonna take a lot for someone to stand in one spot and trade. Only because like it may not look like it because she's slim and she's not. It may not look like it, but man, they just like the people that you hear of every once in a while who just happen to they just have that punch, man. That you just that thing that it's a block. Man.
Rose has 5 finishes and she fights at 115 pounds. That should tell you enough, right? She fights at 115. She has 5 finishes inside of her UFC career. Now let me ask you guys this. One of the greatest things that came out of my night with you guys on the airplane where I'm snoring up like a bear. The shit was actually funny to hear.
No, it was we started like after a while, it was kind of like
damn.
Somebody wake you up like
not concerning, but like, you start wondering like, oh, he's gonna have a sore throat when he wakes up. Oh, he needs some like pour some water in his mouth. He's not gonna be happy.
One of the best parts, but one of the best things for me was that afterwards I was put on to beef jerky making ability. Like, thing like, dude, you make this fantastic beef jerky, Rose.
Yeah, it's been a while. I need to make some more. It's been a while.
I was kind of wondering, like, now I'm kind of like a junkie, right? So you cut me off. Like, I haven't got any in a long time.
I know. I'm gonna get on it. I need to because
it's been a stressful training camp. So we have not gotten back around to that.
Yeah.
So where did you start doing that? Like, where'd you take an interest in that? And also like gardening. Like, guys, full disclaimer, I talk to these two. And most times they're gardening or they're just kind of hanging out. Like, but where'd all these interests come in? And because you guys are like very kindred souls. Like you guys enjoy the same things.
Yeah, well, I think it's just Pat enjoys sitting and watching TV.
That's like, so in the garden we're sitting. Okay, I'm good.
No, he loves it now. I'm saying I think his natural disposition is and then he's like, whatever I'm interested in, he's interested in. But if it's just up to him,
I don't like nothing.
He'll just sit there.
He's smart. Let me tell you something. It's growing up in the South. It's like so slow. You've been to Louisiana, right? You've been down there with that?
I love it. It's so great, but you can't stay there for you can't be there for more than a week because you'll just be in a puddle of mud. Like
lazy, dog. It's so slow. It's so slow.
Like butter.
It feels like you're like living in the country still.
Yeah.
In New Orleans.
It's real.
It's so comfy though. And so nice when we're there. And then it's just like, whew, okay.
Man, let's get out of here.
We gotta get back to dry, no salt Denver.
But yeah, like I think the beef jerky just comes from like I just like I love cooking, but because that's like the best food ever. When I'm interested in like what I'm cooking, it's just the best,
Yeah.
And I think ultimately it comes from just always wanting to be a farmer and just wanting to live off the land one day and just be in nature and stuff. And then all of those things that branch off from that, it's like, I just want to do everything myself,
That's like Rhonda. It's just like Rhonda. Like Rhonda now has her own farm where she's like, Rhonda has a massive farm. And honestly, Rhonda's like making all the burgers from this massive burger chain in the country. She's tremendously successful as you are. Hey, listen, thank you guys for joining me. Pat, Rose, congratulations, guys. You guys are absolutely killing it, man. Like, Pat, let me tell you something. You're pointing at Rose and I get it, but I know the journey that you guys take together because there's a lot of, like I love the team aspect of last weekend, but you guys spend the majority of that training camp together, getting prepared for these title fights. And in the good, in the bad, it's always been Rose and Pat. So, and I see that outside of the public eye, and I appreciate that you guys give me that look inside of your life, and we become friends. So thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate this. And look, I'm on the lookout for this jerky, dog. Because I just be sitting in dark rooms. Pat, I'm just sitting in the dark room like this by myself. You know, like I'm just kind of like hugging myself, brother. I'm
gonna write it down on my list, on my to-do list.
Put it on the board.
Hey, I don't know what. Hey, I don't know what that stuff y'all made yesterday. I don't know if I like that too much though. That did not look good.
List? Oh,
that did not look good.
It don't
Rose.
look good, but it's fucking good. It's so
good.
Yeah, it doesn't look pretty, but it's like a potato, like kind of like potato with like bacon, like kind of a casserole, but then you put like a bacon sauce with like mushrooms and onions and. Dude, it's like it's rich.
Pat, red beans and rice only look good to us. It's not.
Yes, it's like that.
See, that's what we're gonna sing you, bro.
Yeah, I'll make you some red beans and rice too.
She can make red beans.
Yeah.
Get out of here,
bro. I'm gonna freeze that overnight into you. Yes, bro.
My brother. Hey, my brother Rose Champ. Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it. Congratulations again. Hey, it is now time to start considering you maybe the greatest strawweight of all time, right?
Yeah, that's that's next.
It's time to start talking about you in historical terms for what you have done and the way this second title reign has started. And no one deserves it more than you, Rose Namajunes. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.